Welcome back to First Things First. We have great news. Adam Wainwright, not bitten by a snake. His phone just overheated. We've gone indoors. We talked about the All-Star game before the break. Now we're going to talk about the second half of the season, post-All-Star game. You're going to be on Red Sox Cubs this Saturday on Fox. Both of these teams are hot. The Red Sox are very hot. Cubs are just very good. If I told you one of these teams made it to the World Series, who do you like?
I like the Red Sox.
Let's go! Let's go!
Yeah. It's Cardinals bias.
Wow.
Well, it is hard for me to pick a Cubs team, no doubt. But I mean, just looking unbiasedly from a fan's point of view or a commentator's point of view, broadcaster point of view, the American League has a much easier pathway to the World Series than the National League. The National League is stacked. There's 4 or 5 teams that could win it in the National League. There just is. I picked the Red Sox to win that division before the season started. I don't back down from it totally. I think the Yankees are probably going to go out and do some big stuff at the trade deadline. That could complicate things for the Red Sox. But what have they won? 10 straight?
10 straight.
They have a great leader over there now at third base. They have a great ace now in Crochet. I mean, they have great pitching depth. They're hitting the ball well. They play great defense. It's going to be a great series for one thing. The Cubs do pretty much everything exciting. They can drive the ball. They have, I mean, Pete Crow Armstrong is one of the most exciting players in all of the game with his speed and his defense. He might be the best center fielder in all of baseball. Greg Amsinger, my buddy, told me that last year, and I didn't believe it until I saw it firsthand in depth this year. He can go get the ball. But the great power he has too. I mean, but that team, I mean, Shota Imanaga is one of my favorite pitchers because he throws an invisible ball. Nobody can seem to barrel it. Those guys get healthy a couple of places and stay healthy in a couple of places. They could be a force. But I like the Red Sox more than I like the Cubs for obvious reasons and for not obvious reasons.
Well, and you also mentioned the Yankees. You talked about the division. Judge looks like he could win another MVP award. But being that he's in New York with the Yankees, how much pressure is on him? He's got to win the World Series, and he hasn't been great in the postseason. Last year, of course, had the drop. Like, how much pressure does an MVP not really mean as much for him until he gets that World Series ring in New York?
Well, I think those are all personal questions. I don't know Aaron enough to be able to comment deep on that, but I do know that he is a winner. He is a great leader. He's made for that city. Everybody that I know that has played with Aaron says he's just kind of like as much Mr. Yankee as you could possibly be in the light of Derek Jeter or somebody like that. I mean, he's just a incredible person and teammate, great leader. You can see him every now and then. He pulls a teammate aside and says, "Hey, that's not the way we do things here." And there's so many great standards set there with the great icons that have played at Yankee Stadium with the great organization before him. And he's upholding that. And I just love that about Aaron. I don't think he's fazed by the pressure because in New York, you know, day 2 of the season, you got huge pressure on you. You know, you got left fields asking for, you know, constant feedback all the time. You got everywhere you go. Look, Aaron Judge is 6'8", 280 pounds. He's not sneaking around the city. Everywhere he goes, he's got pressure on him and questions being asked. You know, it takes a special personality to be able to deal with that. But I will say, just from I'll tell you, you got a minute for a short Aaron Judge story?
Yeah, we'd love it.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how great Aaron Judge is. And this has only happened one time in my whole career. I was pitching against the Yankees. It was August, like middle August in St. Louis. It was the first or second hottest game I ever pitched in my whole career. Honestly, like the hottest. And Aaron Judge comes up first at bat. I get him 0-2. I try to sneak a fastball by him at the top. He hits the ball 165 miles an hour off the fence in center field. He comes up later on in the game. We got a 2-run lead or 3-run lead even. He comes up. I got runners on first and third. So I have an open base, but it's not it's not first base. It's not something that you normally walk somebody to get into. I have no outs. Josh Donaldson, a great player, is behind him. And Aaron comes up to bat, and I look over at Yachty, and I said, walk him, put him on. And Yachty looks at first, is like, dude, there's somebody on first. What are you talking about? I said, Yachty, walk him. 4, walk him. And he looks in the dugout. Our pitching coach runs out to the mound, and Dusty Blake and Dusty and Yachty look at me like, what are you thinking? I said, I'll tell you what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that if you let me throw a ball in a forwardly direction, you're going to see Aaron Judge hit a ball in the opposite direction about 750 feet. So we have a 3-run lead. If you would like to win this game, you will let me walk him, and I'll pitch to Josh Donaldson, who was like maybe 1 for 13 off mid-career with, a lot of strikeouts. And they go, are you sure? I go, I want to win this game. Do you want to win this game? Because if you want to win this game, do not let me throw a ball in a forwardly direction. and because Aaron was like, as great as Aaron is, he was like turning into a ball of lava hot. He had 60 home runs or whatever already. I mean, it was like, everything he touched was 110 miles an hour. So they let me do it. I struck out Donaldson. I got next guy to pop up. We end up getting out of there with no runs. And I said, guys, this is not rocket science. Aaron Judge is on a different level. I'm 42 years old. Let me walk this guy and use some of this gray hair wisdom that I've gotten in the last couple of years, and let's win this game. It's not that complicated, and we ended up winning the game. But if I had pitched to Aaron Judge, I have 100% confidence, and I'm very cocky, and I'm very my ego was a big part of my whole career, and it has to be if you pitch at that level for a long time. And you have to put it aside because he's so great, man. He's so great.
Had you ever intentionally walked someone with a guy on first before?
No, just him. Just
Wow.
once.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
Wow. I want to ask you about Ohtani. He's looked good. I think he's pitched about 9 innings, 10 strikeouts. Looked good in those 9. Obviously, he's going to pitch more in the second half of the season. So what do you expect from him on the mound?
Well, I mean, the other day I saw him pitch. He was touching 101 with his fastball. He's got that nasty sweeper to go with it, and that split just drops off the table. I think he's got some of the best stuff in all of baseball. He's a specimen unlike anybody we've seen in our time playing baseball. He's so fun to watch, so great for the game. He grows the game in levels that I don't know anybody else could. I wish he was a Cardinal for life instead of being a Dodger for life, but he's probably going to win another MVP because he's going to hit 65 home runs again, and he's going to probably win a couple of playoff games for that team too. I think he's it goes without saying he's a superstar, but he's a superstar of superstars.
Yeah.
Adam, you mentioned it earlier. The NL is so stacked, but if you had to pick one right now among those 4 or 5 contenders that you said, who do you think is the best team in the National League?
Well, I think sometimes it happens a year later than you think. And I picked this the other day when I was watching San Diego Philly. I think there's a very good chance Philly runs all the way through it this year. And San Diego is another team that could win the whole thing too. They're great from top to bottom. They have an incredible bullpen, incredible starting staff. They have great manager and Mike Schilt. But my pick right now, because it didn't happen last year when everybody thought it was going to happen, and now kind of everybody's moved on to the Dodgers, and rightfully so. I mean, they have, maybe one of the greatest teams ever assembled. But I just feel like the Phillies might get hot, and they might win this thing because of the players like Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper in the middle of their lineup. But if you look at it, brass tacks, that starting rotation is the best in all of baseball when they're all going healthy. And they have maybe the best pitcher of our generation, the last 10 or 15 years at least, in Zach Wheeler at the top of it, and he's a playoff monster. So I think that's a team that could win it. Christopher Sanchez is amazing. You got Ranger, who's back healthy again and pitching great. That's a team that is a force to be reckoned with. I'm going with the Phillies.
Adam, we've talked about a few pitchers. We talked about Ohtani, talked about Crochet, we talked about Zach Wheeler. Are there any other pitchers that, if they're on TV or that you would pay to go see, just one guy, it's like, you know what, this guy is really just amazing and people need more eyes on him?
Tarik Skubal. Tarik Skubal is, I say that Zach Wheeler's my favorite. I always tell people Zach Wheeler's my favorite pitcher in baseball to watch because he's going to go 9, or he has a chance to go 9. every time. He's going to go 6 or 7 every time. He's going to strike out 10. He's going to, he's leading the league in strikeouts this year. He's leading the league in batting average against. The other guy I would say right now is my favorite is Tarik Skubal. He's left-hander. I met him the other day for the first time. We had a great conversation. What is he, 6'5" or 6'6", 270 pounds, just an absolute truck out on the mound, throwing 98, 99 miles an hour in the 8th inning when he wants to, with nasty off-speed stuff. But what I love about him, he's not scared of anything, shouldn't be, but he's not scared of any situation. I love the way he competes, the fire he's got. And, he just, when he starts the game, he expects to finish the game. And that's the way thought process should be. And he pumps me up, man. I love watching Tarik pitch.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Adam. We're glad that you survived the snake incident earlier. Red Sox Cubs will hear you on the broadcast Saturday at 7 on Fox. I'll have you back anytime. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, guys. Good talk.
Thanks, Adam.